It's Clive Rocksinger here. This is about the advancement in your designs, and the reason I've had to go to PDF file is right here. This file is 91 pages long, and this is just the pretext to the strength tester. The reason I've come full circle to this is because I'm doing stress tests on the gears of this transmission I was designing, and I now find myself at bending moment because I've got to make a cutter up to cut the gears. And this comes down actually to what this thing was originally. That originally was this design, this idea, and this was for this is for cutting really thick plate, like, you know, 1/4 inch thick plate, and that was this design here, that one there. I can actually achieve that using a lot of leverage, but I need to do stress calculations. This is where the test piece that I tested for this is the density of local steel, didn't have a hole in it. I couldn't find the actual plate at the time, so I used a similar one, but that test plate didn't have the hole in it, and I had it machine cut very square, and I measured it up and did mensuration on it, and calculated the density of it, of the local steel. I think they quote the density of steel as 490 pounds per cubic foot. This was 473.109. It was dead on. We've got a very accurate. So it's real handy, because that number is a general term. It doesn't necessarily relate to the stuff that you buy over the counter here. But then again, they buy it different every time you test it. Every time you buy new stuff now, they buy it from different places and that. So before I start doing anything in steel design again, I'll retest that value for that density of steel and make sure I buy the same stuff. Where I am now is testing this is for testing Young's modulus. And what I did to start with was, the first thing I needed to do was actually determine what the value of Young's modulus was. Is because they give you 50 million values and they don't give you the right ones. So this one, it turns out, is the right chart. And that particular one quotes 3.2, and I came out, I calculated it out at 3.12, which is bloody unreal, which is very accurate. That's quite good. And it's quite possible it could actually be the modulus of elasticity of that particular component. Those values, again, I think they give you a generalised values. This is the modulus of elasticity of the material itself. This was of the acrylic that I tested. And then I did other tests to verify all of this, and checked it and double checked it. And this is the tester that I've got here now. And this has now progressed. I started with that on the 3D design. I made it out of wood. That was rubbish. I progressed to this design, and I've now progressed to this one here, which is absolutely killer. It's nice and long, it's strong, it's very rigid. That's recessed in there, those things in there, it slots in. This is very strong, it's extendable, as you can see. So it's in modules, and you can make that longer and longer. And there's a few things I have to do to make this good. I may have to slide a shimmed sheath under here to make that nice and strong when I'm testing material, so it doesn't move. But this is looking really good. Bunnings in Horsham have, to start with, they were difficult. They weren't very helpful. Now they're realising, they found out who I am, and they're starting to be a little bit nicer to me. And I got some advice. I don't believe it. And they've been pretty good. They've been pretty good the last I don't know how long, months, I've been going back in there, and instead of giving me a hard time, they're actually cooperating. Yeah, they're not happy about it, but they're doing it. And the great thing is I've got some advice, but the time will tell if they gave me good advice, because I bought one gun off them for $400 and I said, I want to buy a gun that I can buy in 10 years time. They sold me one and they're out of business. You know, these people lie out here, they're bastards. They sold me what I paid, I bought an $800 photocopier, again, going out of business. And I reckon this is probably what the case is with this too. Probably Roy Obie's going arse up. If not, then they gave me good advice. But if I find that Roy Obie have gone arse up, I'm going to be very, very angry. I just spent $400 on this. I'll be really angry if they're in trouble. This is the sort of thing they do out here. Yeah, so I'll have to find out about that. Other things that I've made advancements with, this is my nut and bolt stock. I spent well over $100 on that. I've got to have nuts and bolts for design purposes. And the great part that I've found out about this now, it's not the nuts and bolts that you need the part numbers on. What I'm doing now is buying bulk, but the great thing about farmers, this is owned by West Farms apparently, Bunnings. So they're farmers. And farmers are hands-on, they really build machines. So when you buy bolts, instead of selling to you in like lots of 500, you can buy them in 25s. So I needed this size bolt, whereas roughly these ones here, roughly, right? And I got a box of 25s, and these were quite reasonably priced. So yeah, I'm making a lot of advancements now. I've got myself a new gun. That was $1.50. I don't believe it, and that's a really good broom too. It's nice and soft. So yeah, Bunnings are coming around. They're starting to be cooperative. This is a new design for my strength tester. This file's 91 pages long. That's a picture of me. Right. Oh yeah, you get a picture of Taylor Swift there with me testing the tester. But yeah, we're coming. Oh, that's the program that I wrote, which I just found. I better knock off. I'm about to get cut off. But anyway, so I'm back to the strength testing again with Young's Modulus. Clive Rocksinger over and out.